And with that being said, and we are live.
SoundMinds.
Let's go.
Tremaine, I got a follow-up question, brother. Let's be real, man. Throughout historics, right? The true leaders, the ones that lead the army and the battalions, are those of which that earned that right. You know what I'm saying? And they earned that through, like you said, going through the fire, but as well as showing that they could get themselves out the fire, but as well as the rest of their family or their unit out the fire. With that being said, what is your personal take on the fact that for somebody to reach their greatness, right? Do you feel that anybody who is a follower or a shadow of somebody else could ever reach their greatness or only hit their potential? Whereas this true leader is always the one that leads by example and as well as doesn't care to follow nobody else, but understands that when you have a unit behind you, you got to lead by your leadership and lead by the actions of what you put forth.
Great question. See, the thing is, everyone's a leader. Everyone has leadership in them. And if everyone embraces the fact that they're a leader, right, and they're not, then the role isn't necessarily to control people, but to lead. So you be your best leader. And all four of us are leaders in our own right, in our own mind, in our own belief. And when we're coming together, we're sharpening each other. When we come together, we building each other. So yes, there's a time to lead and a time to follow, but everybody's a leader. I'm a leader, but there's a time for me to follow. I'm a leader, but there's a time for me to listen. There's a time to listen and time to speak. Right? I told my son the other day, he was watching me as I was in the lab doing lab work. He said, Daddy, what you doing? I said, I'm listening and learning. Right? And that's from me knowing who I am. The other thing is, love them or not, lions only moving with a certain pack, right? And they're really taking care of their tribe. But one thing about a lion, another lion gonna salute another lion. Even with the eagle analogy, and he's talking about, your altitude. Eagles only rolling with eagles. You see what I'm saying? So leaders necessarily going to observe and be observant of another leader. We're going to salute another leader. Even if we agree to disagree, it's always going to be that respect. But those who are inferior, those who've embraced necessarily this peasant, less than mentality of I'm not qualified, I'm not anyone, that's when you start seeing that friction, because then you'll get who you think you are. Well, if you knew who you were, you would appreciate that I know who I am. But don't get me going on that. So that whole process of knowledge of self comes from up top, and it's okay to be able up top and within, right? And that process necessarily is progressional. Who I thought I was, I didn't even scratch the surface, right? So I'm way better as a king. I'm way more mature at 37 than I was at 27. But I know that I ain't done. At 47, God willingly, let's go. I should be wiser. I should have more energy. I should have more passion. I should have impacted more lives. My influence should have expanded and grown, right? So leaders are able to be in the now, but also project in the future and say, okay, my next 10 years, if you think I'm good now, wait till you see me in 10 years. And then the ultimate game changers are going to say, I know I'm awesome. I know I'm great, but guess what? You three kings are awesome and great too. And if you are continually in pursuit of becoming greater, that's how we see change, because change starts with us. Leadership starts within, and then we project that out.
This is the SoundMinds podcast. You don't want to miss these gems. You don't want to miss these gems. You don't want to miss these gems. This is the SoundMinds podcast. You don't want to miss these gems. You don't want to miss these gems. You don't want to miss these gems, no.